Look what I got in the post. Something very exciting has just happened. I got a package from my publisher with copies of my game Squirrel Falls. It's been a few years in the making and it's finally here and I absolutely love it. So let's have a chat about it, shall we? It's important on days like these to remain hydrated. So let's get our priorities right. Cup of tea. Don't forget, the milk goes in last. Right, let's go. Now the box art is really interesting. I am not an artist, nowhere near. And what I did, I approached some colleges, the local colleges, just telling them what the project was about and what sort of assistance I would like, whether they had students who would like to sort of start building their portfolio, looking for ways to get their work out there, and I got no reply. So Salisbury College, if you're watching, you're rubbish. You're missing so many opportunities because there's so many businesses and people who require talented students who are willing to give people a leg up, and you just don't even bother. And I wrote to several people there, even popped in, nothing. They're obviously ticking their boxes and that's it. Rant over. But yeah, I emailed a few other people as well, and they very kindly got back to me and said they were a bit nervous, if I'm honest, and understandably, as am I getting my work out in the real world. So I had to resort to a bit of AI, and it took a while to get the prompts right, but yeah, I think it looks really good. And it's the AI images and the prompts that I was able to then apply to the contents of the instruction booklet. So let's take a look. So here we have the instruction booklet. It's the same image from the box, and again, I really like it. In the game you play as a boy called Charlie, who is the parcel courier of a town called Squirrel Falls. So I think the image really captures it really well, really well. I love the instruction booklet. It is just a thing of beauty. It really is. It even has a map of Squirrel Falls on the back. There is a slight problem that my text that I provided to the publisher obviously needed to be slimmed down in parts, or they had to rewrite a section, and there are a couple of spelling mistakes in here, and we only found them when it went to print, and I don't understand what went wrong, but lessons learnt there, and we can laugh about it now. I was a little bit disappointed when I first saw it, but looking back through old instruction booklets of old games from the 80s and 90s, there are spelling mistakes in those, so I'd like to think it's in keeping with that trend. But yeah, the instruction booklet is a thing of beauty. Here are my images that I managed to generate, and in the character section, it's really nice to be able to add friends into the game, friends and family. So Charlie is my son, Fiona my wife, and a few other friends like Alex and so on and so forth. Yeah, it was really nice to add them into the game, and some didn't even realise until they were looking through the instruction booklet. So it was a really nice 2.5 year long wait for that surprise, which yeah, it turned out all right in the end. So we have our section on characters. We also have our section on locations, and I've just come to realise just how much I managed to pack into the game in terms of locations, characters, tasks, mini games. It's immense. It's, yeah, there's so much in it, and I know it sounds like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I am actually absolutely amazed that I managed to get so much stuff into that game, considering all the limitations that I faced whilst working with the Game Boy. So yeah, this is the beautiful instruction booklet. It's just really nice seeing my logo on things. I just can't stop looking at it. So I'm sorry to go on, but I just love it. Right, cartridge next, and here it is, like lovely green cartridge. The publishers, Bitmap Soft, offered a few suggestions, and one was this brown colour, which I can see why they went with it, because the game sort of has like a woodlandy, cosy feel to it. So a brown sort of barky tree bark colour would be quite fitting, but it didn't look very appealing at all. So I'm absolutely blown away by the actual green that we finally went with. It looks so nice. Looks really nice. So nice. Let's put it in to a Game Boy. I'm not going to put it into my old Game Boy because the lighting, there's no backlight on the Game Boy, as you know, makes it really hard to see. So let's put it into one of these, shall we? Now it stretches it on screen. Oh, and I reshelled this Game Boy SP and broke the hinge, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, I love it. I really like the game now. I've sort of fallen in love with it. I've sort of fallen in love with it all over again. As I said previously in other videos, I do get a bit burnt out by it. I mean, it took a lot of testing, and it's one thing that you're not really prepared for. That when you make a game, you have to play the game constantly, over and over and over again until you're absolutely sick of it. And you reach this stage where you fall out of love with it, or you become to really loathe it. So lots of breaks. If I was to offer one piece of advice, is that take lots of breaks. I don't mean like 10-15 minute breaks, but probably like 10 days or 10 a week or a month, and then come back to it fresh eyes and a renewed appreciation for it, because it could drive you absolutely crazy, just going over the same thing over and over again, getting bogged down with trying to solve a problem. Often I found that if I did encounter a problem, it would be better if I did take a long break, just completely switch off from it. And yeah, when I came back to it, it's amazing how quickly you can solve a problem with fresh ideas and a renewed interest in the game. So yeah. It's playing really nice, and people are starting to play it now, and it's already had some really I've had some really interesting comments and reviews about it. But more of that to come later. But if you do find any problems or bugs, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. This is the one thing I'm worried about most. Right, so yeah, that's the cartridge, looking good. So what next for Squirrel Falls? Well, I have been a little bit burnt out by it, if I'm honest, but this period where it went into production has allowed me to fall in love with it once again, and it's just really nice just to find myself just looking at it and can't really believe that it made it. I have an arcade machine which I am building, which is Squirrel Falls themed, which I intend to take out to events just to help publicise the game, just to get more people playing it and just interested in the build process, how it all came about. Because I think that's really important, that if I can do it and make a Game Boy game, guaranteed that you can. And if you're watching this, you're probably interested in making one yourself, or you're on that journey. I don't like the word journey, but you're on that journey in making your very own retro game. Yeah, so the plan is to get out to events, take a massive step out my comfort zone, and start meeting people and talking about Squirrel Falls. I love the artwork, love it, and so I'm taking this artwork and would like to make some big banners for it. Yeah, I love a banner. I think that'd be really cool. The banners and the arcade machine and going to events and just meeting people. I just want to make more connections, if I'm honest. You know, if nothing else, I just want to meet people and make those connections, because I think people struggle in this day and age to find a sense of community, myself included. So I'm going to use this to springboard myself outside of my comfort zone and start to meet people. I just realised I haven't shown you the back of the box. Here's me waffling about other things, but haven't shown you the back. So the back just provides a few screenshots and a summary of the game. Now, because there's so much in the game, it's really hard to describe it all. But basically, Squirrel Falls is a little cute, starts off as a cute game where you play as Charlie, the town's parcel courier, and you're delivering parcels around the place. And you'll notice that there are squirrels that live in the town as well as humans. And as you start to on your delivery rounds and start interacting with people, you soon realise that the people of Squirrel Falls don't actually appreciate the squirrels. And they're actually building a squirrel extermination machine. And the parcels that you're delivering contain the parts to this extermination machine. So it then takes a sort of a dark turn. You then start sabotaging the contents of the packages to prevent the machine from working. And once the villagers do actually manage to finally build the machine, it doesn't actually work as intended. It does work, but not in the way they wanted it to. Instead, it mutates all the squirrels in the town into flesh-eating zombies. So this is where it goes even darker. And the final chapter of the game is you trying to battle your way through the zombie hordes, through the town, to try and get to the train station to get the last train out of Squirrel Falls. But you can only get on the train if you've got enough money to buy a ticket. So this is where the exploration part comes in. You can do so much in the village. You can go fishing and sell your fish. You can grow crops and sell your produce. You can even gamble. You can also work in the diner or collect meat. I'll leave it at that. You can collect meat for the hamburgers that are sold in the diner. So, and there's many more places to explore and earn money. Hopefully enough money to buy your train ticket out of here. So there you go. That's the box with the game explanation on the back. Okay, what was the hardest part about coding Squirrel Falls? Now, this is a really good question that I get asked quite a lot, actually, mainly because people want to ask me questions just to shut me up about talking about it. So they try and throw some curveballs or difficult questions. But the difficult part about Squirrel Falls and working with GB Studio was the randomization. It's not really random, and I wanted dialogue and events to be truly random in this game, so you can't predict what's going to happen in certain points in the story. And GB Studio, I think it has like an array, a long list of numbers, which then you work through when it generates random numbers for you. So I had to code in a clever. I don't like blowing my own trumpet. It sounds awful, doesn't it? But I had to develop this means to generate what appears to be random numbers based on that list of set numbers. It makes no sense to you, I'm sure, but those who are in GB Studios or who work in GB Studio will hopefully understand what I mean, or you're tackling the same problem as I had. I might do a series of GB Studio, actually. I'm very grateful for people who put out tutorials on YouTube, because I learned so much, but I was also able to solve additional problems that I encountered. And if I encounter those problems, I'm pretty certain other GB Studio developers have encountered the same or similar problems and are currently looking for a workaround. So I was managed to find some creative ways to solve a few GB Studio problems. But yeah, that was the most difficult bit. The bit that I liked the most was just the process of building it and putting it out there and meeting people in the community. This started out as a game jam entry. So a game jam is a competition within a certain space of time, usually a compressed amount of time, where you have to speedily put together a concept for a game and get something working. The time period for my Game Boy game jam was 3 months. So you might think 3 months is a long time, but life gets in the way and those 3 months become literally like 3 weeks. So I had a working model that I put out that obviously got some attention, and then the publisher Bitmap Soft approached me, and the rest is history. But yeah, I really liked putting together that working model and putting it into the community, because the community is so supportive, and I would really like to give back or give any help or advice. I'm not an expert, far from it, but if I can help people solve a problem or answer any questions, then just drop anything you want to ask in the comments, and I'll do my best. I'll do my very best to answer. So anyway, that is Squirrel Falls. I've rambled on for far too long. I'll put a link in the description for you for the shop, so you can buy it. You can buy it on physical cartridge, so you get the nice box and the instruction booklet. But you can also purchase the digital ROM as well, without the packaging or the nice instruction booklet with the spelling mistakes in it. Yeah, there are a couple of ways you can purchase and play the game. And if you have purchased it and you had it on pre-order, you should received it this week. And I'm just so glad and just thank you that people have taken the time and money to purchase this project of mine that I've just poured my heart and soul in, and I hope you really enjoy it. I think we'll leave it there. I've rambled on far too long. I'm off now for another cup of tea and maybe look at how to start publicising this through banners and get that arcade machine up and running. So I will update you as and when. But yeah, Squirrel Falls, #published.